everyone, welcome back. My name is Manya and I've been on a weight loss, fitness, and longevity journey since May of 2020. Now, if you've been here for a while, you know I lost 40 pounds on Weight Watchers simply by reducing my portion sizes and tracking everything that I put in my mouth. And then since then, it's been a little bit back and forth for me. I've maintained a almost 25-pound weight loss since then, and I'm really proud of that. But I did gain some of the weight back, and when I went back to try WW again, it simply just was not working for me and my current lifestyle. So what I want to do in this video today is introduce you to what I've been doing the last, I would say, 2 years and really the last 3 months to change my body, my composition in a pretty dramatic way. And today I'm going to share with you some before and after photos from the last 3 months so you can see why the scale really doesn't matter as much as we think it does. So let's spend a few minutes talking about my journey. Now, in May of 2020, I was approximately 163 pounds, and over the next, I believe, 14 to 15 months, I lost about 40 pounds. Summer of 2021, I was down to 124 pounds approximately, which was pretty skinny. I had a dramatic change in my life. My 20-year relationship ended and I lost some weight through grief. And then I met my current husband in January of 2022, and I steadily over 2022 and 2023 gained back about 20 pounds. Now, throughout this entire process, I have exercised. I have never not exercised. I exercised when I was 163 pounds, when I was 180 pounds, and now where I sit at about 140 pounds. What has changed for me is the type of exercise and the type of eating. If you've been here for a while, you know that I lost the majority of my weight eating a whole foods, plant-based diet that was high in unprocessed carbs, meaning I ate a lot of rice, potatoes, I was extremely low fat, I never worried about protein, I just ate whole food plant-based, and the weight really came off. But like so many people in 2022, I started to really think about longevity. How do I want my life to look in the long term? And I realized that I was skinny, but I wasn't strong. And so I started incorporating strength training into my life. And that's when I discovered Carolyn Girvan. She's on YouTube. She now has an app, but you can do her workouts for free. She really focuses on what's called progressive overload. That is when you progressively increase your weights so that you can build and develop muscle. And that's really when my body started changing, but I was still eating the same way and I was gaining fat. I don't know if I was gaining muscle and fat, but I was gaining fat for sure, even as I was continuing to work out. And then in May of 2023, I moved to Japan, and that was obviously a huge disruption in my life. And I made the assumption a lot of expats make when they move to Japan, which is Japanese people are skinny, so I can just eat like them and I will be skinny. And it's just not true. There are some genetic factors and we're just different people. And truth be told, the Japanese actually eat a very carb-forward diet. When you're living here, it's not as much fish as they eat a lot of seafood, but they eat a lot of noodles, a ton of rice. And I just put on some weight just eating naturally here. And then I had a dear friend visit in February of 2024, and I used her as an excuse to eat whatever I wanted. And I got up to about 145 pounds, and I was very unhappy. And again, exercising this whole time, although I will admit this past winter I was sick quite a bit, and so more sedentary than I have been in quite a while. So we arrive at March of 2024, my clothes aren't fitting, I'm very unhappy, and I try to get back on Weight Watchers, and it just wasn't working for me. WW is a great program, but it is quite rudimentary. If you are someone who is interested in looking at your macronutrient breakdown, so your protein, fat, and carbohydrates, there's no way to do that in WW. There's no way to look at your micronutrients. If you're at all concerned about fiber, vitamins, minerals, it just doesn't give you that information. It is quite basic, and basic can be very good at the beginning of a weight loss journey, but for a lifelong journey, for me in particular, it just was not cutting it anymore. I tried to do macros where I weighed all my food in grams, and I tried to stick to a macronutrient breakdown that I was given in this group called Macros Inc. They're an interesting company, but what I found was there was no wiggle room ever. If I went over my macros on one day, that was it. I had to start over the next day. It didn't lend itself to being social, which I am here. It didn't lend itself to travel, which I do a lot here. And I hit a real low point where I just thought, I can't do this. I can't be strict every day for the rest of my life, and it never stops. Emotionally, it got very difficult for me, and I didn't know what to do. I'd been a member on Facebook of a group called PLT Nutrition for quite a while. They specialize in women who are in perimenopause, in menopause, or postmenopausal. And I've really been feeling the last, I would say, 8 months that my body has been changing and I'm in perimenopause. I can tell throughout the month differences that I never felt before. Mostly around emotion and mood, but also physical. I've been feeling pain I've never felt before. And I just thought, I think it's time for something different. I think it's time for me to acknowledge that I'm 49 years old and that this flitting around from Peloton workouts to WW to trying something for 3 months and then stopping it, I need a plan. I need a plan for the rest of my life. And it cannot be, I'm so restrictive forever and I never get a break. That isn't gonna work. So I signed up with PLT Nutrition and I got a coach. And it has really been revolutionary. I'm gonna show you some pictures now. When I started, they make you take progress pictures. I didn't think I'd ever share these, so I am in just a bra and underwear, so I apologize in advance, but this is what I look like at the beginning of my journey with PLT Nutrition. I started in, I think, April, and it is now July, so it's not been very long. March to July. It's not been very long. And I say this because I'm now gonna put up pictures that show you what I look like the first picture I took and what I look like now. You should guess how many pounds I've lost, because I feel like I look like I've lost about 10 to 15 pounds. I've only lost 5. So here are the changes that I have made. I don't want to share too much about PLT Nutrition because I do believe that if you want to invest in yourself, you should pay. I'm not going to tell you everything that they do. I would encourage you to join their Facebook group. I think they're incredibly helpful and healthy and balanced, which is what I'm looking for at this point in my life. But essentially they focus on protein and fiber and something called NEAT. And I'll put what NEAT is at the bottom because I'm standing here right now and I can't remember what it stands for, but it's basically movement. It's not exercise and it's not steps, it's movement. And movement is one of the things that we stop doing as we age as women. You know, we start to get these pains, we get tired, perimenopause and menopause change our mood, and we just stop moving and twitching and messing with our hair, and we sit on the couch, and between that and eating too much, we gain weight. So protein, fiber, and NEAT, that is really their focus. That said, I have gone from what you saw on the first week to what you see today by tracking and weighing all of my food, although I no longer track vegetables, fruit, or alcohol, which is interesting. But I focus on protein, fiber, fats, and carbohydrates. And then I'm in the gym at least 4 times a week lifting heavy. I'm there for an hour. It's not very long, but I am still progressively overloading, and I am starting, and I'll show you a couple of pictures now, I'm starting to see some abs, and I'm starting to see some muscle definition. This is a biceps picture. So I'm gonna start sharing what I eat in a day on this plan. As of today, I am no longer tracking or weighing myself. I'm gonna try that for 2 weeks and see how it goes. The goal is to move me away from tracking, away from weighing, away from being obsessive, and into more intuitive, realistic lifestyle without gaining all that fat back and still continuing to recomposition my body, which is what I want to do. So, lifelong journey. If you're interested, give me a thumbs up or a comment. Let me know that this interests you, because I'm just no longer gonna really talk about WW since I'm not doing it. But I want you to see how focusing on high protein, high fiber, and just moving my body has made a huge difference for me. So as always, thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.